We are talking with Dr. Radheshyam Brahmachari, a man of letters, and who has been associated with various social programs for the beneficial of the minorities in the Indian subcontinent. Dr. Brahmachari is a man of letters, and in spite of being a person dedicated to the discipline of science, has taken a great interest in the discipline of humanities too, especially in the development of society, the changing scenario, the historical developments, and also the declining stature of the Hindus both in India and other side of the border, now Bangladesh, Australia is Pakistan. So before anything, we'd like to know something of the professional experiences or the great experiences of Dr. Radheshyam Brahmachari from him. Sir, I would like to know something from you of your career.
Basically, I am a teacher and I was engaged in teaching in the Department of Applied Physics, Calcutta University from January 1972 and continued my teaching job till my retirement at 31st March 2011. After nearly 45 years of teaching service.
So let's begin with something else. So where is your homeland?
My homeland was now Bangladesh. After partition, that was severed from India as East Pakistan, and there occurred widespread bloodbath, and because we are Hindu, we are persecuted severely in Bangladesh or East Pakistan, and therefore my family elders decided to come to West Bengal as a safe place, and then I was only 2.5 years old.
So, sir, in which district was your homeland?
My district was district Faridpur, subdivision Madaripur, and village Palong. This is my ancestral home.
So how far was it from a major city? What was the nearest major city to your village?
Madaripur, major city, Khulna.
So how far was it in miles?
In miles, in East Bengal, there is no traffic. Only the water navigation system, launch or boats. It took generally 4 to 5 hours to come to Madaripur from our village.
So how big was your village?
And our village was very big and very prominent, and in map it is pointed as Palong. Still there is a designation Palong in the Faridpur district, and it was a very big high school and a police station. Therefore, it was a very prominent place.
So how many years did your family live in that village?
Oh, that I cannot tell. For generations.
That means you had a very deep root, and in that area, your family had a very deep root.
Yes.
So
and still I like to go to that my native place.
Oh, still you go there?
No, I last visited my native place in 1969.
That was your last visit?
Yes. I went to Dhaka University to participate in a seminar, and then I decided that I should go to my ancestral village and see my ancestral house.
So, sir, can you give a very short description of your village? Was it efficient enough to provide all the facilities to maintain a good living?
Yes, yes. My family elders were engaged in business, and in the Palong market, our elders had two big shops, one for Hoshiari goods, one for textile goods, and they were doing brisk business, and we are very well off in our village.
So what is the composition of the village? What is the population division in the village?
Population where our ancestor village was there, the Hindus were major population, but outskirts of this village there are Muslims.
That means, it can be said that the village was like an island in a Muslim dominated area.
Yes.
So how did you arrive in India?
I can remember very little.
So you have heard of the bloodbath of genocides of Hindus in that area?
That stories I later on heard from my parents and my parents. I heard all these things.
Well, it's very. It's a
One instance I can give you.
Please.
At that time, my younger sister was 6 months old, and our family member decided that they should leave the place by leaving my younger sister there. And they said that we have to pass through in the darkness, in forests and fields. Therefore, if your baby starts crying, then we will be attacked and all of us will be butchered. But my mother said, no, I cannot do that. Then I shall stay here with my daughter. You go. So my mother's stiff resistance, then our family elders had to decide differently, and they took my sister along with them.
This is one of the most harrowing experiences of a family,
yes.
where the family is ready to live beside a newborn child for the sake of security.
Yes. And then you can cause the horrific things they are going on in those places from this incident.
So, can you tell in which time in which year your family did live?
We came here in 1948.
48.
One year after partition.
So have you heard that according to history, the Calcutta Riots started in 1946. There's a Noakhali. Then there was a reversal in Bihar, and after all, the partition took place, and the Hindus a chunk of Hindus continued to live in East Pakistan. So, can you give instances that prove that in the post-1947 period in Pakistan, the lives of Hindus were becoming great
threat. Life is
vulnerable?
Yes.
Can you give one instance?
No, I was then a mere child. I cannot remember all these things.
Okay.
I can remember only what I heard from my grandparents and my parents.
But when you did hear all these things, you could see the fear, the lack of security in their eyes.
Yes. Well, my mother died hardly 4 years back, and mother was telling me that this fear of Muslims are following us. When we are in East Pakistan, we had to leave that place for fear of Muslims. Now we have come to West Bengal. Now this demography is changing very rapidly, and Muslims are going to be majority, and we have to leave this place again. And mother was very afraid of the demographic changes in West Bengal.
Well, sir,
increasing population of Muslims.
Well, sir, one more question. There was not only the flight of a family, but almost perhaps of the entire village.
Yes.
So was rioting the sole responsible behind the flight, or was there any other factor also? Was there any other factor also other than the rioting?
No, no. There was
The riots and the animosity of the Muslim.
Yes, yes, that is the only reason.
But sir, one thing that also comes to the mind, the Hindus were a majority group in that village. So why did the Hindus had to flee?
No, no, they are encircled by the Muslims.
That was the Hindus
They
have no
used
option.
to threat us. They used to come to our house at night and continued robbery and threatened us that we will all kill you all, and you will not go to India. We shall kill you all. This type of threat.
So how did your family survive economically in India?
They came here like paupers. Then my father surrendered to government of India as a refugee, and we get a shelter at Thubulia camp, refugee camp, and then where we were supplied with food. Then my father was given a small piece of land in South 24 Parganas, and we moved to that place, and after building a cottage, we used to stay there. And my mother was very sturdy woman, and she used to do something, work in some dolls factory or sometimes in mattress factory, and by this we could survive.
So it's a very disastrous situation, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes.
So what is the occupation of your father before the partition?
Before the partition, I said you that our family was a business family, and we had big shops in Palong market, and they were doing brisk business. They come to Calcutta to wholesale market, and in those shops they used to sell them in retail.
So along with the attack on the house of yours in the ancestral village, the business was also destroyed, and the shops are looted and burned down.
Yes, yes, yes.
It is a complete economic destruction.
Yes, ekdam. Total economic destruction.
So did your father sell the ancestral home?
No, no. We had to leave it for the sake of our life.
So
we used to purchase our land.
So there was no compensation from any government.
No.
So what's of the rest of your relatives?
My rest of my relatives also came to India and stayed in West Bengal. And my father was doing business of textile industries in College Square. On the footpath, he was a peddler, hawker, and by that business we survived. My father came to Calcutta from the land that was given to him by the government. He left that land, but he said that if I stay here, my children will not be developed as I like. They will be not get education, that we should go to Calcutta. Then my father came to Calcutta, hired a small room, and we stayed in the small room, and my father was doing hawking of textile things in scholars.
That means your relatives were also turned down to mere paupers.
Yes.
So what was the new home, new refugee home in India? Where was it?
There is in the South 24 Parganas, you will know that there is a railway station Sonarpur. From Sonarpur, you will have to go that village that is called Chowati. There we were given a plot of land of 6 acres.
Was it given by the government?
No, yes, it was given by the government, but my father left that land.
So were there any good or bad incidents at the time of living? Any good, any bad incidents or good incidents?
That I cannot recall. Then I was a mere child.
So did you hear anything?
I can remember all these things. Something I can remember that we are waiting in the Ranaghat station for a Lal Gola passenger that will took us to that Dhulia camp. These things I can remember.
So sir, was there any socialization between the Hindus and Muslims in your village?
No.
They were totally
Yes.
different, distinct,
Yes,
different communities.
You know, Muslims are full of hatred against the Hindus. They used to destroy temples, destroy idols, and that is their practice.
That means vandalization of temples and desecration of deities.
Yes.
Also, it used to take place in a village,
Yes.
and it was a common feature.
Yes.
So, didn't the British government take any step in that regard?
No, then there was no British government. British government left in 1947.
Okay. So, in the pre-1947 period, was there any such of attack?
Then Muslims could not take any revenge or attacking Hindus because British forces were unbiased, and they any man who is undergoing such attacks on any community, then those people will be immediately arrested and taken behind the bar.
So there was no possibility for a family to remain there even by force. There's no other choice for a family.
Yes. No.
Except fleeing from there.
Yes.
So why did the Muslims stay back in West Bengal? How could they?
There is the idiocy of the Hindus, and there is the shame role. Our M.K. Gandhi, I cannot tell her as a Mahatma Gandhi. He is not at all a Mahatma or a great soul. And that man ruined the Hindus, because when in 1940 All India Muslim League proposed the creation of Pakistan or partitioning India, then one quarterly was there. After partition, there will be a transfer of people. All the Muslims in India, undivided India, will go to Pakistan, and all the non-Muslim in Pakistan will return to India. But that population exchange, that M.K. Gandhi said that it is impossible, it cannot be carried out. And therefore it is an unfinished agenda. This partition, everywhere in the world, where there was a partition in the religious basis, then that partition was followed by population transfer, population exchange. But in India, that Congress and Gandhi did not do it, because they thought that the Muslims' bloc vote will help them to win the vote and stay in power.
So do you think any such transfer population at the time was feasible? Was it practical?
No, nothing at all. Only in Punjab.
No, had there been a total, would there have been a total transfer population in Bengal?
No.
There was no such.
No such things.
No, my question is, could there have been such? Was it possible?
It was possible. If the government decided a thing, then it was possible. It is not possible for individuals. A government can take up such a job, but the government did not do it.
Sir, did the government do the same thing in Punjab?
No. Punjab, Sikhs, in the East Punjab, Sikhs started persecuting the Muslims, and the West Punjab, Muslim persecuted the Sikhs and other Hindu Punjabis. Therefore, the population transfer was automatic in Punjab, without any government intervention.
So as far as Bengal is concerned, this is a strange contradiction.
Yes.
The Muslims stayed back.
Yes.
Do you think it's a danger?
Yes, it is a danger. At that time, they were 13% of the population. Now they are going to be 30%, and it will pose a very great threat on the democratic system of India.
That means you consider that it's a threat to national integrity and also
yes,
the
yes.
fundamental principles of Islam.
You know, Muslims are not loyal to any nation. They are loyal to Quran, they are loyal to Allah, they are loyal to Arab, they are loyal to Makkah and Medina. Therefore, they have no nationalistic view.
So, did the partition benefit anybody at all? Was it beneficiary? for the Hindus or for any other community?
No, not beneficial. But I can say,
Did the Muslims benefit from the partition?
no. When in 1969 I went to my ancestor place, then some Muslims came to me to meet me. They heard that this is the Monmohan Brahmachari, Monmohan Brahmachari's grandson. Then they came to meet me, and they said, "You have left this place, and at the same time, Lakshmi, the deity of prosperity, she also went along with you and leaving this land pauper."
That means the partition turned the Muslims there into mere paupers.
Yes. You see, they have gained our land, our fields, our houses, but Bangladesh is still a poorest country among the poorest countries of the world.
So were you or any members of your family ever persecuted after coming to India?
No.
So you went to your home 1969.
Yes.
And was it the last time only?
Yes.
And no more after that?
No. I thought I shall go to my place only when there will be no passport and visa, and I shall go that time.
So it's still a dream for you.
Yes.
So you have a great desires to go to your ancestral village once more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your nationality, sir? If one asks of your nationality, what will be? Are you an Indian or Bangladeshi? What
No,
is
I am Indian. When we came to as refugees, and our names were registered as Indian citizens. I have my passport. It is the Indian citizen. Then.
So, sir, my next question is: can Hindus and Muslims live together? Do you think?
No, never.
Where lies the problem?
That is the teachings of Quran. Quran said that non-Muslims are enemies of the Muslims forever. They will fight. Quran says, you Muslims, you fight with the non-Muslims, kafirs, till the land is in the possession of Allah. For Allah's sake, you launch jihad and kill all the non-Muslim kafirs, so that the banner of Islam can fly high. They have the agenda to bring the entire world Islamic by destroying all other religions. That is the teaching of Quran. Then how can an enemy live with that Muslims?
So there can be any communal harmony or secularism ever between the Hindus and the Muslims?
No, that is impossible.
So it's a false idea, and it's a mere untruth.
Yes,
It's a lie.
yes. Our politicians say all these things to fool the Hindus.
So can you socialize with Muslims now? Do you socialize with Muslims?
No, they are criminals. How can you socialize them? They are genius in criminal ideology, criminal intelligence. They cannot. I should say, in Islam there is no program like human resource development. No program. Quran says you plunder the wealth of kafirs, you plunder the women of kafirs, you plunder the land and other gold and riches of the kafirs, and you go rich. The Quran never said you become a disciplined citizen, you create something. No, that is not. Islam does not say that.
So according to you, there was never any approach from the Islamists to socialize with the Hindus.
No.
They didn't come to Hindus.
No.
They only tried to subjugate them.
No.
Only
Subjugate us.
Only
Yes.
repression of the non-Muslims.
Yes, that is their main.
The genesis
target.
of Islam, according to you.
Yes. Later on, I studied the Islamic ideology, Islamic theology in detail. You see, I have 9 volumes of Bukhari Hadith, 4 volumes of Muslim Hadith, and 5 to 6 Qurans in my bookshelf. And I studied this series, and I am writing to expose Islam in various internet websites, and mainly in the Faith Freedom International and Islam Watch. Faith Freedom International is run by Ali Shina, a great scholar who left Islam of Iran origin, and Islam Watch is run by M.A. Khan. He is also Bengali Muslim, and I used to post my writings. Still, I have posted. Yesterday, I have posted an article on Love Jihad that is going on in Kerala. Very sinister design.
So Love Jihad, sir, Love Jihad, according to media reports, are getting more and more common in Bengal too.
Yes. It will spread all over India.
So I would like to know, sir, anything you want to say, what your experiences have taught you in all these years about the relation between the Muslims and the Hindus and the future of the Indian democracy in the future of the Hindus on the whole. What are,
I should say.
do you have any apprehension of the future of the Hindus?
Yes. I should say that West Bengal and Assam is on the verge of Islamization. That's why Muslim population have increased so fastly that our government is not publishing the 2011 census report. It is so terrific.
Do you think that the Muslims are rising exponentially in Bengal?
Yes.
And that's only due, and one of the reasons behind it is the infiltration from Bangladesh.
One that I can tell you, in Western countries, they have studied this problem very minutely, and it is a video that says demographic problems. Under the heading, it says that to preserve a culture, existing culture for next 25 years, the birth rate per family should be 2.11, and less than this, a culture cannot survive. And in European countries, in France it is 1.8, in Spain it is 1.4, in Britain it is 1.3, in Netherlands it is 1.2, and this is the picture. And they are saying, so say for France, the European French, their birth rate is 1.8, and the immigrant Muslims, their birth rate is 8.1. Then they are saying, Muammar Gaddafi have said that all Europe will be conquered by Islam, not by any sword, not by conquest, by simply demographic evolution.
That means it's a covert invasion.
Yes.
It's a covert invasion.
Yes.
So, sir, I would like to know one thing from you, that from the fall of King Dahir in Afghanistan in 740 AD, the Islamic culture has been in India. It's also reality that the Islam has not been able to conquer more than 25% of the original Hindu India. But according to Pandits on different schools of opinions, Hindus have failed miserably during clashes with Muslims. What do you think is the main problem in this regard? Did the Hindus, couldn't the Hindus match to the Muslims' military might?
Islam is not a religion, it is a political creed. It is a political party, and all the mosques are branch office of this political party. From very childhood, through namaz, offering namaz 5 times a day, the Muslim children is taught that you are best people in this world, your religion is best, Allah is the only God, and all the kafirs who are not Muslims are to be killed, to be tortured, their women are to be raped, and their riches should be plundered. And this is the teaching they get. That can Hindu, who is sober teaching and cultured teaching, can tackle such a nasty people?
So do you think that the Islamic society is synonymous to the concept of regimented society?
Yes, demonic
regimentation.
Yes.
So what?
Vile society.
So it's
They are
spiteful.
torturing their women like a animal. Do you know? They are torturing their women, and they consider their women no better than slaves. They are killing their women. They are throwing acid to their women. This is the character of the Muslims.
So if I say each and every aspect of the Islamic society spits venoms against the humanity, do you support it?
No, no,
Do you support?
no sane man will support the Islamic theology.
I am saying each and every aspect of Islamic society spits venoms. Even
Yes,
if
yes,
it's murderous.
yes, that is.
So do you support it?
Yes, yes,
You support it.
yes.
So what's the future of humanity then, sir?
That is also my question. I am looking very keenly what is going to happen. How the world, civilized world, will be saved from these ruffians, from these demonic people. One thing I tell you, I cannot believe it, that this human civilization can be moved backwards by 14 centuries. But Islam, if Islam dominates the world, all the human civilization will go back to by 14 centuries. The Arab civilization that was prevailing during the time of the Prophet Muhammad.
That means a restart.
Yes, everything will go, civilization will go, people will be killed, people will be tortured, women will be treated like animals, and these are the things will go on.
That means you are considering that there can be an age when there will be no electricity, no technology, nothing.
Oh, yes,
And every existing development should be destroyed.
today Islam come to prominence after the Second War due to discovery of mineral oil under the Gulf, Persian Gulf, and that is the life of today's Muslim community. They are spending money here and there, and they are trying to dominate the entire world with the help of this Arab money. But that oil deposit will one day will be exhausted. Many experts say it will still go on for 50 years, and then this oil reserve will be empty. Then what Muslims will do? They will be pauper again. No other alternative. In their hadith, one hadith says, Bukhari hadith says that Frat river, that is Euphrates, a gold mine will be discovered under the Frat river, and there will be a bloody war between the Muslims to occupy that mine, and most of the Muslims will be finished, will be dead by this internal warfare.
But this is a myth, I think. Do you think so?
I cannot say this.
Do you have the conviction in this theory? Do you have the conviction in this theory?
No, I am not convinced. But I see what you say, that there are many sects of Islam, and they are internally, they are quarrel, they are killing each other every day. Today, paper says in Pakistan, 72 Muslims have been killed. Shia killing Sunni, Sunni killing Shias, Sunni killing Ahmadiyas, Sunni killing Baha'is.
The Muhajir factor is also very
Yes,
prominent. But sir, the increasing human violations in Bengal
One hope
is a great threat to the Hindus. Love marriage is on the rise. Forceful abductions, conversions of people, Hindus to other religions, especially Islam, are getting more and more prominent and increasing. So how can the Hindus in Bengal be saved?
There is no point in saving. There is no question to the Hindus how they will be saved. They will not be saved. They will Bangladeshi author says the Hindus in West Bengal will have three options. They either to convert to Islam or get killed by the Muslims or drown themselves in the Bay of Bengal. There are three options.
So
And
which
I think
which
this-
author has said like that, sir?
I cannot recall. I cannot just recall that name of that author, but he said this.
Do you think it's great analysis and the reality?
Yes, yes, it is accurate really.
So what happens to the Khatra Shakti of the Hindus, the valorousness, the
Is
valiance of Hindus?
Is there any Khatra Shakti there in Hindu among the Hindus? If a man has a Khatra Shakti, then he is kicked out from every sphere. Now India has become the land of eunuchs, and eunuchs are being treated like kings. One you think that Amartya Sen, he has got the Nobel Prize in Economics, but he is a eunuch in character. Then our government is highly appreciating that Amartya Sen, taking his advice, but he is a idiot in Muslim affairs. They do not know even ABC of Islam, but he is guiding our government and telling what is to be done with the Muslims. These are the things that are going on. One thing you
So
have
this is a
said-
mockery of the history.
Yes, one thing you have said, why Hindus are getting beaten by the Muslims being majority.
In
This is a
spite
ve-
of being
this is a
majority.
This is a very important point. Swami Vivekananda has analyzed this point very meticulously, and he pointed out that Hindus, after turning to vegetarians and leaving the weapons by the Ahimsa creed, they have become vulnerable to foreign enemies, and this is the root cause of their 1,000 years of slavery. 800 years Muslim slavery and then 200 years British slavery.
And the present confusing condition.
Yes, yes. One thing I should also say that 1912 there was a very great Muslim riot, Muslim Hindu butchering of Hindus in Kerala.
No, it's 1922, I think.
Yes, yes. Or
The Mullah.
Mopla.
The Mopla.
1922. And then our Shankaracharya asked Dr. Munji, a leader of Hindu Mahasabha, to go to Trivandrum and write a report on the what he finds there, a report there. Then Dr. Munji went there, and the points he raised for this defeat of the Hindus are very critical. He said, first thing, Hindus are not united like Muslims. Then he said what I said. The vegetarianism has turned the Hindus meek and weak. That's why they cannot stand the atrocity of the Muslims. These 2 points are sufficient.
So, according to Dr. Munje, the manliness of Hindus used to
Yes,
cease
yes.
cease to exist.
Yes.
There is no manliness.
No. And Vivekananda also said, I told you just, that vegetarianism has turned the Hindus backboneless. This is the finding of Swami Vivekananda. And I cannot deny Swamiji's
So you have confidence in the
Conclusions.
confidence in the analysis of Swami Vivekananda.
yes.
You consider that this is the best analysis.
Yes. He has calculated how many Hindus, Muslims has killed in the India.
But so non-vegetarianism is on the rise in India, in Bengal also. So do you find the variance among Hindus?
non-vegetarians, some people will say, you Bengalis, you eat fish and you are not vegetarian. I will say, that is the cause. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was a Bengali. Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee is a Bengali, and the Bengal volunteers killed colonialists by bullets and gone to and were hanged. And this is in Bengal. And for fear of this Bengali armed movement, British had to shift their capital from Calcutta to Delhi. Because they considered Delhi a safe place, not Calcutta.
So do you find, sir, last question very much, sir, do you find any hope for the Hindus in Bangladesh and Bengal at the moment?
No, I am trying my best for past 15 years to make Hindus aware of the danger of Islam. I have written several books. I have distributed several books free of cost. And I cannot say that these have created any awareness among the Hindus. Hindus are most people, what is their, they are not ready to take any lesson from history, and they are now inactive.
The extinction of Hindus, not only in Bengal but also in other parts of India, is a reality.
It will take time.
In other parts of India. But it will,
happen. It will happen.
It will happen.
Yes, yes. You see that entire India has become Islamic, but there was no political declaration. Without declaration, it has become Islamic. Because you see, our Prime Minister had said that what are the produce of India, Muslim are the first claimant of that produce. How he should says this? Muslims are not majority. They are not creating wealth. They are plundering. They are bad type of people. But they claim they are first claimant for the produce of India. How he
but sir, we didn't find any such uproar from the Hindus against this statement also. There's no such produce from the Hindus.
No, our media does not focus what Hindus says, what Hindu organization says. They only focus what Muslims say and what other secular politicians say. You see that on 14th February, a meeting was held in the Subodh Mallik Square by Hindu Samiti. That was organized by Mr. Tapan Ghosh, and police took utmost, they tried to obstruct the meeting so that the meeting could not be held. But Tapan Ghosh previously appealed to the High Court and got a order from High Court. He should be allowed to hold the meeting, and that's why police ultimately could not do anything. That is the thing here going. If you help the Muslims, then you are good. If you criticize the Muslims, then you are a very bad man. In Trinamool Congress of Mamata Banerjee, there was a party leader who was a president of the Borobazar branch of Trinamool Congress, and there was a mosque. Nobody utilized that mosque for past 50 years, but someday they come with bus and lorry and they started offering namaz there. Then that Trinamool leader objected to this, and therefore Mamata has scrapped him.
So do you have contacts in Bangladesh still? Do you have contacts in Bangladesh?
No. Bangladesh, some people come to me because I am working for the Hindus. Some Hindus come to me, talk to me, and nothing else.
So in the last 1.5 weeks, a lot of temples in Bangladesh have been destructed. One of them happens to be the Laknath temple in Hatajiri, the sub-district of in Chittagong. So do you think that this is an inevitable fate of the Hindus, and what is being talked of secularism and communal harmony in Bangladesh is totally a
Why
a
are
way
you
of deprivation of Hindus.
why are you talking about destruction of temples in Dhaka? People, Hindus, believe the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, is to look after Hindu interest. But that BJP government in Karnataka has destroyed 5,000 temples. Yes, by bulldozers. I have video clips how these temples are being broken in Karnataka by the BJP government.
The party once considered as the custodian of Hindus.
Yes, yes.
That means
They will, India, when partition took place in 1947, these people were silent spectators. And India will be partitioned again, and they will again be silent spectators. They will not even say a word.
And the fate of
This is the tragedy of the Hindus.
and the fate of Hindus in Bangladesh are sealed.
During partition in 1947, Hindus were confident that Congress is the Hindu party and Congress will look for their interests. But Congress divided that party, leaving the Hindus in a chaotic condition.
And the same thing continues till today.
Same thing will happen.
And it is getting
Yes.
it is getting bitter and more cruel.
Yes. Muslims are increasing their population 10 times faster than the Hindus. 10 times faster. By producing more children without using any family planning procedures, by converting Hindus and by illegal infiltration of Bangladeshi Muslims.
So do you think that the Constitution of India and its appeal is getting weaker to the minority section of India? Do you think that the minorities in India have no faith in the Indian Constitution?
Minorities, who are these minorities? The minorities are Muslims.
Yes, exactly.
Then I have said you already that Muslims don't have any loyalty to any constitution, any national constitution. They treat India as a Darul Harb, a nation of enemies, and that should be conquered for Islam. That is their motto.
Sir, almost 10% Hindus are still in Bangladesh. And it's a reality that they are going through lots of hardships, persecutions in Bangladesh. Do you think that Hindus in Bangladesh have any future in any way at all? Any future for them?
There was a time that Hindus in Bangladesh were not admitted any administrative service, any service in military service, any in police service. But I have now being said by a Bangladeshi that the Bangladeshi government is now taking Hindus in administrative service and judicial service. This is the first time I have heard it.
Do you think that it's a good approach on the part of the government of Bangladesh? Or it's just a farce?
I should say the people in Bangladesh or priests in Bangladesh enjoy more freedom of speech than in Calcutta, than in India. Bangladeshi reporters reports the tortures of minority, and if those reports were written by a Indian reporter, that would not have been published. One example you see that Taslima Nasrin wrote the book Lajja, Shame. In Bangladesh, there is a publisher, he published this book. I am confident that if Taslima Nasrin tried to publish in Calcutta by an Indian publisher, he would have failed miserably. No publisher would have come forward to publish her book. And I am.
Do you think this as an Islamophobia?
No. Extraordinary secularism. Minority appeasement in the garb of secularism. You write something appreciating the Muslim, appreciating the Quran, and blaming the Hindus, then these reporters will publish it then and then. But if you say criticize the Islam and try to impose that Hindu dharma is better than Islam, then they will not publish it.
So why is there such a strange mindset? Do these reporters get the governmental endorsement when they publish or write these reports?
Government endorsement, I do not know, but this culture has been developed. That culture has been initiated by Congress. I should say by Lala Lajpat Rai, who is a Congress leader, who said in 1920s that during Muslim period, India was not a colonial period. It was a period of golden period of history that Lala Lajpat Rai has said.
And he was the leader of the Hindu
This
Mahasabha.
tradition is going on.
And sir, Lala Lajpat Rai, according to history, is a leader of Hindu Mahasabha.
Yes. No. He was a leader of Congress.
And also attached to Hindu Mahasabha.
Okay, that taken away.
Okay. So thank you very much for giving the interview, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.